Welcome to Season 3 of Necessary Conversations. I'm your host, Saleem. I appreciate all y'all support. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share. Enjoy the episode. Thank you for watching. Welcome back to Necessary Conversations. I'm your host, Saleem. And I got the living legend, my guy. Back. This our third time?
Second. Part two.
It's been long waited.
That's
love. Had to do this. You're about to get out of here. You're about to graduate.
Yes, sir.
But you're about to join a new football program. We'll get to that later. Last time we was on here, you wasn't hurt at the time, right? No, you wasn't.
I was hurt. Wait. No. Last time I was hit, I was right before my sophomore season, so I wasn't hurt. Yeah.
How's the journey been since then, man? No, it was after you got hurt because we talked about your rehab process.
Oh, yeah.
So this is your third time because the first time we was talking about how you had some sort of lady that was racist.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this is the third time. We're at part 3. Whole time.
About to be out of here.
For sure. That's
how
crazy.
You feel?
I mean, it's a little bittersweet.
Yeah.
Like, I've been here for like 4 years now, so, I mean, even though it's not perfect, it's like, I mean, I've been here for a little minute, got acquainted with the area, made, like lifelong friends, yourself included, you get what I'm saying? Like, people people, like, I made memories with, so it's like, it's bittersweet, but, God gave me the ability, to be able to get another better opportunity for myself and my family, so that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
You gonna cry at graduation?
Say that again?
You gonna cry at graduation?
Nah, because I got 2 more years after, bro.
Yeah, but you done with the school. You done with your bachelor, like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I don't think I'm going to cry for real. It's like, I'm saying that now, but you know how it be. Like, emotions might catch up, but I highly doubt it. I mean, I got 2 more years left in school.
Your mom might cry, you might cry.
Yeah, I know my mom's going to cry.
Think your dad going to cry?
Nah, he going to try to act tough. He going to try to act tough. I know my mom going to cry, though. She already excited and all that. So.
Your mom cry? You the first one in the family?
Nah, my dad, actually, he got his degree.
Yeah?
Yep, he got his degree, and my grandmother actually got her degree, too. So
yeah, so your dad might cry.
Yeah.
Your dad might cry.
Mama Love, I know Mama Love definitely going to cry.
Damn, you see her cry, you might cry. And that's going to be all she wrote.
Nah.
I mean, like, obviously, you came back from your injury. You had to see you got but the season wasn't obviously what you wanted. Like,
at all.
What happened?
I mean, truth be told, was a lot of stuff, going on and off the field. Obviously, ACL recovery journey, that's not a regular journey and stuff like that. That's one of, like, the longest times you need, the longest time you need to heal. Like, it's one of the craziest injuries you could have and stuff like that. So, first and foremost, I want to thank Allah for allowing me to get back to it in time, you know what I mean? At least get a couple of plays that I did. But, it was a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like within like the team and stuff like that. Just factors I couldn't control per se. You know what I mean? Like I did all that I could do. I was making plays 7 months post ACL injury, surgery, whatever you want to call it. So I mean, it's just all I could do at that time. It was real tough for me mentally and stuff like that. I'm somebody that I came in my freshman year, I was starting and stuff like that. Sophomore year, to my ACL second game, I was starting at the time and stuff like that. So, I mean, it kind of messed me up, like mentally and all that. And there was a lot of factors that I couldn't control per se. But all I had to do, I just to get close to my religion. You know what I mean? Like, I had to get closer to God, make my prayers, just control what I could control, because that's just life in general. There's going to be a lot of stuff that go down besides football and stuff like that you can't control, but you know what I mean? It's up to you. Like, it's a lot of people that go through stuff and they either make or break you. You know what I mean? And God willing, thank God I was able to prevail and stay persistent throughout that journey.
You always talk about, getting closer to God and making your prayers and just, getting closer with your religion. But you worked hard coming back from the ACL injury, and obviously you want to play. Like, you want to play. You were projected, I would say, to play based off, the coaching staff before, before everything went down.
Yeah.
The number, of course, that signifies it. Like you're single digit, you're supposed to get unfair. Everything's looking in the right direction for you to play.
Right.
And then situations happen where you're not.
Right.
And then every game, you may get one snap, two snap, whatever it is. How are you able to like stay level-headed through all that and whenever your number is called, go out there and try to make a play just so you can put something on film?
I mean, it was just a mentality, and I always got that mentality. It's just whenever I'm on the field, it's the last snap I got. It's the last snap I'm ever had to play, so I'm going to give it 100%. I'm going to make something shake with whatever I got. I definitely didn't play as much as I wanted to. Like, I'm not a guy to sit back and just watch and stuff like that. Although I will say, like, it definitely helped me. I definitely say me stepping away from the field and stuff like that, not getting the playing time I wanted to, it gave me a different lens. Like, just to watch the game, because it's different when you're on the field and stuff like that. You can't really watch everything around you. But me being off the field, like, I was able to watch around me, watch with the person in my position, like the mistakes they were making, what they could have did better, so to speak. So stuff like that. But I mean, what I did, it was just like I said, like back to my prayers and stuff like that. Like I kept on praying for opportunity, and like as in little increments, I got it. Even though I felt as if I deserved way more than I had, but that's coach's discretion and stuff like that. Sure. That was what was best for the team. So I mean, but so they thought. But like at the end of the day, I'm not the type of person. Like I'm not just gonna sit there with a puppy face. It was definitely days I was down and stuff like that. But, like, whatever I have, I'm going to make something happen with what I got. Like, pace. I had like my strip sack and stuff like that. That was 2 plays in. First play was a PBU. Second play was my strip sack. I felt personally as if it was a significant play. Game-changing play. We scored going in the half.
Who felt otherwise?
Hey, listen.
Don't tell me there's somebody else that thought otherwise.
Listen, I ain't even going. Like it's on a.
There's somebody out there that felt otherwise about that.
Listen, I mean
wow.
it's on.
I mean, I ain't gonna.
Yeah, like
I didn't.
Listen, me personally, like it's we passed that and all that.
Yeah.
Like different journey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not a person to brag or boast or anything like that. Like. Yeah. I'm a playmaker. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's expected of me. You get what I'm saying? But it was definitely a time where I didn't feel like I got the recognition that I deserved for that play, or let alone just, you make a big play like that, you would think that playing time maybe increase a little bit. But like I said, I don't make those decisions. That's higher up to me. So, but so it's just whenever I had the opportunity, whether it was 2 plays, 3 plays, a drive, whatever, 2 drives, 3 drives, I'm going to play every snap like it's my last one, so I'm going to make something happen. Because I don't know, like when I tore my ACL, I didn't know before that play that I was on my last snap of the season. So I got to do what I got to do, Like I stated in the last podcast, like tearing my ACL had me have more of a love for the game, you know what I mean? So now every snap I take in this football game is precious to me. Yeah. So I just make sure with every snap I take, I play like it's my last snap ever.
Yeah.
For sure.
So obviously, you get hurt. You had these plays, like these plays. So the pace play, should have got, I don't know why you were taken out. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I mean, it's not a knock to the people that were coaching.
Absolutely.
It's not a knock at all. It's not anything, I wouldn't say necessarily wrong. It just makes you wonder what's the situation. You want to go with the hot end, but that's not here nor there. So
absolutely.
You have these plays, and we talked during the season. It's like, bro, like obviously when you're in a situation where, like your situation, you come in and you're supposed to be a guy behind the Jasons and the Fabians of the world,
right? And
that coach that put you in that situation leaves, right. And then you get another coach and you fight your way in, and he's like, all right, what I mean? Who's the linebacker coach? Dude, he like, yo.
Coach Clay?
Yeah. Like,
you're
going to be on the field now.
Yeah.
Stay down summer, playbook. Like, all that factors in.
Right.
And now this situation comes and it's like, all that, everything is different. Like, everything is like,
new
now
coaching
I'm not
staff.
even,
I got a new linebacker coach,
like,
new defensive coordinator.
Like, now I'm not even a focal point of anything.
Yeah. Right.
I'm out of here.
Right.
That's with anybody.
Yeah.
But even with that, you were still contemplating and were thinking about staying.
Nah, I definitely, I definitely was contemplating whether to staying. Like I stated before, like, the school may not be perfect, may not be perfect conditions, but it was my home. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the type of person like I was always told to be loyal, like to whoever I deal with, whoever I like work with, whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna stay loyal and stuff like that. Whether it's my friend, whoever, I'm just a loyal person. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
So for me to even, I never would think my freshman year, like, I'm entering the portal, like, I never came in like, oh yeah, I'm about to get my film and get up out of here. Like, what I wanted to do since I was a freshman was sit here and turn this university around. You know what I mean? Like, because I heard the stories and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I always wanted to turn the program around. I always wanted to be a part of something like that. I wanted to create a legacy for myself, create a new legacy for AIC. You know what I mean? But, I mean, it's just like things happen. I stayed throughout. I have 4 different coaches, 4 different defensive coordinators. You know what I mean? Like, and even with prior to this season, with the new coaching staff change, I didn't enter the portal or anything like that. It's like, nah, I'm here to stay. Had to talk with Coach Chip. You know what I mean? He what he said to me made me feel like everything was secure. You know what I mean? Like, I would still be seen as a factor on the defense and all that. So, I mean, that's, like, I felt like I was secured and stuff like that. But like we said, the season didn't end how I expected it to. You know what I mean? And I dealt with a lot of adversity, but I felt as if it was a test for the law. You know what I mean? Like, it was a test to see if I really want it. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of people that would have been in my situation. It was a lot of people that sat there and doubted me. It was a lot of people that sat there and doubted me. It's people that thought I wouldn't touch the field at all that season. You know what I mean? Or I wasn't mobile enough, or I couldn't make big time plays like I did. But it's just adversity at the end of the day, and I learned to just keep a narrow path, stay focused, and focus on what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Stop worrying about what other people got going on around me. Stop worrying about what other people's success. What success they had that I don't. You know what I mean? Just focus on my situation and my situation right here. Control the controllable, and all the other side noises and all the people that's judging and you know what I mean, just hating and stuff like that. Ain't nothing. You can't do nothing about that. You just gotta still go out and do what you gotta do. So it helped me mature in the way. You know what I mean? So a lot of adversity, and I feel like I definitely went through the fire, and I did what I had to do, and I did what I could do best. Well, all that I had with the couple of plays I had, I feel like I did a lot of great things with the plays I had. So,
do you ever think there's a possibility, right? I'm just playing devil's advocate, like the new linebacker coach, he's just looking at people that was playing last year.
right.
And since you wasn't playing, like he's watching the film. The only thing he can look at is watching film. And he's like, damn, I'm not seeing Kemari. Maybe Chip is telling me Kemari is a guy, but
it wasn't necessarily a new linebacker coach. The only thing that had changed was a new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, the new defensive coordinator.
So that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over now. I'm not here. So I mean, when me and him sat there and talked in our meetings, it was already known that before my ACL surgery or ACL injury, like I was a factor on the field and stuff like that. And I mean, we talked about I was going to be playing.
Yeah.
And obviously, it was just a factor of when. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I discussed it, it was when I felt that I was ready to play. You know what I mean? Like when I felt that I was comfortable and stuff like that. Because I told him, I'm like, at the end of the day, I sat here and tore my ACL for the team. You know what I mean? Like it was a time like I could have really sat out. You know what I mean? That halftime game, and I already had sprained it, but like it was swollen from halftime. Like I went back out, I tore it. You know what I mean? But it was like I'm gonna obviously fight for this team, but like I got to make sure I'm good first. So I wasn't gonna sit there and put myself in a situation, and I knew I wasn't good at. You know what I mean? Like I knew it wasn't a good situation, or like, you coming back too early. Like I knew in my head, like, all right, Kemari, like when you ready to come back, you're going to make sure like you healthy and stuff like that. You're not just going to try to rush it to your ACL again, because then it's over. You get what I'm saying? So, so I made sure I did everything I had to do, was putting in my work, recovery was right and stuff like that. And I felt like I was ready. Coach just felt like something else. Like, whether it was what they seen or whatever it was that made them come to the decision that I wasn't ready to get back on the field. That's what it was. But you know what I mean? Like I said, it was just controlling what I could control. It was something I couldn't control previous to the season or camp, whatever. It was talked about that it was when I was ready to get back on the field. But I guess what I had displayed in practice, coaches thought otherwise. But, it happens.
So obviously, we talked about, like, even through all that, you were going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Why into the portal? Like, what?
I mean, truth be told, I had a meeting, Coach Chip, great coach, none but respect for him.
Man.
None but respect for him. I like what, I still commend him to this day. What he did for the program, had the best record in however many years it was and stuff like that. But me and Coach Chip just had a meeting, and I guess our plans didn't align and stuff like that, whatever it may be. I'm not going to disclose what was in that meeting and stuff like that. But after that meeting, it was just it was clear to me that I had to enter the portal to get a better opportunity for myself and for my family. You know what I mean? So that's just what it was. It was definitely like a big leap. Because there's a lot of people in the portal that they like
they don't get out.
They don't get out, or it's a lot of people that enter the portal and their last snap of play was the last snap. You know what I mean? Or like you said, I could think I'm to a certain standard of an athlete, but to the world I may not be. You know what I mean? So, but it was a big leap, but I had to take it.
Let's talk about the office. Because I think I told you, I'm looking at it like, obviously you coming out during that COVID period.
Right.
You were at a school where you were probably going to get a lot of love. Like a lot of people that were before you and after you got a lot of love playing at the school you were at.
Right.
Because that's how the program works.
Right.
But due to COVID, you wasn't because of the COVID thing and the extra years or whatever the case. Yeah. So you wasn't able to get that like visit here, love here, whatever the case. So now you reliving it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Got dogs flying down all the time. So how was the process after you entered the portal and everything like that?
I mean, at first, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like, I'm thinking like, for a lot of people, and this is one thing I say to a lot of people and stuff like that. Like, a lot of people got to stop basing their success on what other people got going on. Because everybody different. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't a guy. And it wasn't my fault. Me personally, I feel like if I would have had a full season, I would have had some type of accolades, like some type of mentions for all team, all conference, something, like something along those lines. But unfortunately, I didn't because how many snaps I had. Yeah. But, it's a lot of guys going into the portal. They have accolades to their name. They have 2 minutes, 3 minutes worth of, great film or some type of accolades to their name, or they coming from a well-known school. So those dudes is going to get love coming out the portal. And salute to them, always, congrats to them and stuff like that. But when I first entered the portal, it wasn't like schools was hitting my phone as soon as I entered the portal and stuff like that. I say like 3 or 4 days later, I had a couple of schools, following and stuff like that. But after I officially entered, when I got like the email and stuff like that from the NCAA, schools definitely started reaching out. And I was blessed to have a lot of offers. I didn't really like to talk about it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I never I like to take the more humble route now, instead of popping it and all that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So posted a couple of my offers, but I didn't post all of them. But there was a lot of schools, that reached out, got to visit a couple of campuses. I definitely got to relive, like you said, that COVID. Yeah. I ain't really get to go out. I had a, I had a visit to Penn. I told you before in the last interview, I had to visit the Penn. COVID shut everything down and stuff like that. So, I got to relive what I wanted to do in high school. Just visit a campus and get shown love and stuff like that. Like be an actual recruit and meet a lot of great guys and a lot of great coaches and a lot of great staff.
Let's talk about the schools. Who was the candidates?
Well, I definitely say like. I definitely had, like a couple of schools, like, that I was real happy about. A lot of schools my parents was happy about. I say another big thing too, like to all the young dudes watching and stuff like that. Like I know it's a big thing where athletes say like we always quick to say student athlete, but we forget that we are students at the end of the day too. You know what I mean? I was definitely one of those guys. You know what I mean? Like, not that I'm dumb or something like that, or I can't be great in my classes. It's just you don't really sit there and you don't really like you're not really sitting here think about it during the season. Like, you got a game plan. You know what I mean? You got a game plan for Saturday, and you got 100 assignments, dude. You know, like at a certain time and stuff like that. So yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like I definitely slacked. You know, I definitely slacked, and I had to reap it out. So you know what I mean? Like, I had a low GPA, so you know, it was a couple of schools like Eastern Illinois D1 school. You know, they reached out. You know, they wanted to offer me and stuff like that, but it was just my grades that couldn't align. You know, because going from D2 to D1 is like you need that certain GPA and stuff like that. Coaches always told me, like, you know, I come in with my little 2.4. Oh yeah, you go, you eligible, like, you know. But they're not, you know, they don't want you to transfer and stuff like that. So
yo, if you want to go D1, you need this.
Exactly. They don't sit there and say that. I mean, it's of course they're not going to sit there and say that. They shouldn't. They don't want to sit there and see their kid leave and stuff like that. Not saying that it was like an entrapment type of thing, but it was just like you're eligible.
They're really probably not even thinking about that.
They're not. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I know.
As long as you good enough to play for them,
exactly. As long as you eligible, there's no beef. Yeah. As long as you eligible, going to classes, not giving no trouble, it was no beef. And that's just how it was. So, you know, I definitely had to pick up my grades this semester. You know, I definitely had to pick up my grades, so I did a great job on that. But yeah, so like, back to what you're saying, like, you know, East Illinois, I reached out. A couple of other D1 schools I reached out, but I just didn't have the grades for that and stuff like that. A couple of them actually offered me, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get some bread. Yeah. But, so some schools that, some honorable schools, you know, I got an offer from New Haven. You know, I know that's the rivalry and stuff like that. So it was a little, you know, yeah, like, you know, I got an offer from New Haven, and that's like, I'm thinking like, I got to see my old school for 2 years. Like, that's not a bad. Yeah, so it's definitely, you know what I mean? Like, it was funny, you know, like, not funny, but you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, I'm sitting there, this is my rivalry and stuff like that. Well, you know, not rivalry, but this is one of the, for me, it's a rivalry. Yeah, it's an important team I'm going to play. You know, they're known nationally and stuff like that. So that's definitely one of them teams. So, like, New Haven, I got blessed with an offer from them. Lake Erie, out in Ohio, I got blessed with them. I actually had a chance. They invited me to come visit the campus and stuff like that. Got to meet the staff, phenomenal staff. Coach Price, great dude. You know, great people's person. You know, definitely knows what he's talking about. Defensive head coach, so you always gotta love that. You know what I mean? Sure. Especially because I'm on the defensive side. So yeah, definitely got to meet that staff. Got an offer from FMU to HBCU. You know, good staff out there. Coach Smith, linebacker coach out there, great dude. Great. He treated me right, you know, throughout the process and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, like always reaching out to me and stuff like that. You know, he's a little on the younger side too. So, you know, it's always best to connect with those young coaches and stuff like that. And I think, what else?
Too many. Yeah.
And then recently, me and my parents, we actually visited Central State University. That was a great staff. That's another HBCU, phenomenal staff. Actually, I actually got to stay the day out there. I stayed 2 days. Stayed the first day. You know, I visited the campus and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, it's always a different atmosphere out there. You know, the HBCUs. You know, this is a PWI and stuff like that. So it was different. You know, seeing people like me and my color and stuff like that. Like a lot of Greek life stuff out there. You know, it's just a different environment. Yeah. Food was different, you know what I mean? So I came there on Soul Food Fridays. Food was buzzing. I'm not.
They put you up in a hotel?
Huh?
They put you up in a hotel?
Nah, yeah. But it was, you feel me? It was definitely a good experience and stuff like that. Phenomenal staff. Head coach has NFL experience. Absolutely. The defensive coordinator, you know, he coached at these high levels, you know, high D1 schools, XFL and stuff like that. Played arena ball. Linebacker coach, he played at the University of Michigan, coached at UMass for a short time and stuff like that. Defensive line coach, played for the Ravens. You know, so it's a lot of greatness in that room. You get what I'm saying? You say that
How
again?
you feel about that?
I feel great. Like I
Playing
feel
at the
great. You know,
Ravens?
it's just. You talking about the Ravens?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nah, you don't know. But listen, you ain't even let me get to it. And of course, the great Antonio Holmes is a coach there. Pittsburgh still, yes sir. He's the receiver coach over there. So it was definitely.
Them receivers probably cut.
I definitely saw a couple. I actually stayed for their spring game. And
Yeah.
She was just born. I saw a nice little blue.
Yeah.
A blue.
How the quarterbacks look?
Quarterbacks look good. Quarterbacks look decent. Quarterbacks look decent. Quarterbacks definitely look decent over there for sure. They definitely look decent over there. Yeah. So it was, Spring Bowl was definitely a good experience too. You know, like I said, HBCU environment. It was something I've never seen before. You know, coaches was very welcoming. You know, of course, my dad was excited about it. Obviously, he's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and stuff like that. So
does it mean you're not?
say it again.
So does that
I'm
mean
always been a Steelers fan, bro, since birth. Come on.
Shador went there?
What?
Shador went there?
Come on, chill, bro. Chill,
I gotta face him twice a year.
chill, bro. We ain't even about to get it.
Off topic. My bad.
I'm angry about that. We ain't even about to.
Off
I'm
topic.
still kicking about that. But yeah, like I said, great staff. You know, I definitely once again too want to thank all the coaches that throughout this portal process and stuff like that. All the great coaches, that I got to meet. Everybody was very much welcoming, and gave me and my parents a warm welcome.
So-
yeah.
Now, like I said, you getting the love that you could have gotten in high school.
Right.
And you've already did 4 years at the college level of being
Yeah.
an athlete, a linebacker. Obviously, your thought process of what you're thinking about and what you're looking for is completely different from now in high school.
Absolutely.
What were some of the things you were looking for that you kind of like your deal breakers from
Mm-hmm.
these schools in order to really consider them and go there?
Well, I mean, freshman K Ward and K Ward now is completely different. You got to say like completely different. I mean, like I would say freshman year, I would look for like a campus that was like a good party campus and stuff like that. But it's just I was young and stuff.
How the hell did you come here?
Yeah, I was young.
How did you come here?
Listen, COVID, you know what I mean? Like, you feel me, circumstances, you know what I mean? But, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if I were to enter the portal my freshman year and what I would be looking for, like, probably be a party school. But now it's more just like I got 2 more years of eligibility. It's not like I got 1 year. I got 2 years. So, like, I'm going to spend a good amount of time at this school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what I was really looking for was just a great coaching staff. I mean, the campus was beautiful at all the schools and stuff like that. Campus was beautiful. You know what I mean? So it's just I wasn't really concerned about like the partying life and stuff like that, or me being outside late at night, because I'm really at a point in my life where I'm trying to lock in. I have goals and aspirations to play at the next level, and I know it's a lot of dudes that could do it. You know what I mean? Party all night and stuff like that and still make it, but that's not really what I'm really trying to do. I'm trying to get down to business and stuff like that. I'm trying to make something happen.
Sure.
So what I mean? I'm not really concerned about the party life and all that other stuff, but I was really concerned about who had the best coaching staff and who could add on to my abilities that I already have and who could mold me into the player that I know I could be. So that's really what I was looking for into the school.
I mean, what's the New Haven? What's the move? You go to New Haven?
Well, I mean, wait, so when this video going to be dropped?
This going to drop.
This
Since you
Friday
can-
or the next Friday?
When you go? When is graduation?
Graduation is May 4th.
When is that?
So it's this Sunday.
Is it?
Yeah.
When does the senior week shit start?
I don't know, bro.
Are you going to that?
Not at all.
Makes sense.
Not at
Next, okay, yeah, this Sunday, bet. So
Yeah.
May 4th, and you said you committing on that Sunday? Mm-hmm. This is going to drop the Friday after.
Oh, Friday after? Oh, all right. So, yeah, I'm going to be at Central State University. You know what I mean?
Fucking really?
The HBCU.
Hold on.
Yes, Lord.
Hold on.
That's what we're gonna be at.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna be at for the next 1 to 2 years. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be making plays over there,
Okay.
getting the ball to the office at Central State
the
University
ball
at
to the
Ohio.
office.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Heard you
sir.
going to be playing both ways.
Say it again.
Heard you gonna be playing
Nah,
both ways.
bro. It's not a Travis Hunter type of thing, bro. Not at all.
Bro, you can play like fullback type joint in the linebacker.
Nah.
Remember what that was like 2 years ago when they just kept calling Gensley? Go play
Listen,
fullback.
nah, they paying me to headhunt, not for nothing else.
What?
They paying me to headhunt, bro.
Paying you?
Hey, listen. Well, they paying me the hell hunt. That's what it is. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be for the next 2 years. You know, I want to thank, like I said before, I want to thank all the coaches that sat there and recruited me through all this process. Like I said, it was nothing but love throughout all of them. It was a real hard, you know, making my decision and stuff like that. You got the great schools like New Haven. You know what I mean? A lot of great schools reached out, like Slippery Rock. You know, like a whole lot of schools, a whole lot of great schools, you know. But ultimately, what helped me make my decision was, it's funny because my parents always wanted me to go to HBCU.
Yeah.
Like, always wanted me to go to HBCU. But, you know, as you know, like in Jersey, it'll probably be easier for somebody from Jersey to go to HBCU. You know, New York, you know, we not really known for football and stuff like that. So, and a lot of the HBCUs is further away from the north and stuff like that. So, you know, it's harder to reach out to these dudes. Twitter wasn't like a crazy big thing around my time, and I didn't really have the how would I say it? I didn't have the access to reach out to those coaches like I do now, or the coaches didn't have the access to me. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't that known. But you know what ultimately helped me make my decision was you know, like my parents always wanted me to go to HBCU. It's a great staff. You know, I'm surrounding myself with black excellence. You know what I mean? Like, just I really took heed to that. Like, I really liked it a lot. You know, all these dudes are successful. A lot of them had experience in the league. A lot of them had experience at high levels that I would want to be at and stuff like that. So why not, you know, be under a coaching staff like that? Why not be coached by black men who've been in the NFL? And I'm trying to do that. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's definitely like I'm thankful. Like, I'm very, very thankful and stuff like that. And it's just really, I feel like it's all a lot, bro, because it's like, you know, for me to be where I'm at now, and I tore my ACL, you know what I mean? I tore my ACL, and I battled through all the adversity and stuff like that through my season, and me thinking I was going to be at AIC for my last 2 years, and then, you know what I mean? And then I had that sudden wake-up call, like, nah, you know, maybe it's time to get up out of here and stuff like that. You know, it's definitely like, you know, very, very grateful for it. You know what I mean? Very grateful because, like we talked about before, it's a lot of people in the portal and stuff like that they don't get out of there. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that played their last snap. They don't know it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I want to thank God and move very humbly and not waste my opportunity that I have. Yeah. So, yeah.
We got to give it another because we talk about HBCU, we talk about just another shot. You know what I mean? For some people to believe in you.
Absolutely.
Like it changes an athlete when you go to somewhere where you got people that believe in you. Not to say wherever you were in the past didn't, but you get that new breath of fresh air. Sometimes you got to be reminded. I mean, you know, I'm a Colorado fan. This linebacker that been with Coach Prime since Jackson State, he had jumped in the portal and he came out. But Coach Prime said all he needed was just to be reminded that I love him and how much we need him and we care for him. So sometimes you just need that reminder. And, you know what I mean? Having that fresher breath air, you know, going to a new school and just obviously getting the love, like we said again, like just wasn't able to get into high school. And just getting a new brand of love from some people that, I mean, you can say, like, they want to give you that love because they want you to come to the school to better their team, to help their job ultimately, but could possibly care about you and your well-being as they get to know you. Like, nah, this is a good dude. We wanted him to succeed. Like, you can't beat that, so that's definitely big.
Listen, I definitely, like, and that's one thing, you know, it's a lot of bad things about the portal and stuff like that, but, you know, like, I'm so glad to be in the era, you know, of this portal and stuff like that, and I'm one of those people, like, you know, that's grateful for it and stuff like that, because, you know, like, and this is no disrespect, no knock to any coach that's on this campus and stuff like that. Like I said, great coaching staff, you know, like, it's always going to be love there and stuff like that. They also supported me throughout my process and stuff like that, as long as other coaches. But, you know, it definitely felt good, you know, sometimes, and, you know, sometimes coaches be forgetting, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about this coaching staff in general. I'm just saying, like, sometimes coaches forget that the same way they got feelings and stuff like that, we got feelings too. And I feel like it's rough because it's a lot of stuff that go into coaching and stuff like that, but you also got to know how to keep a good repertoire and relationship with your players as well. You know what I mean? Because it definitely felt good. You know, I didn't hear, you know, to sit here, like, for example, bro, like New Haven, like I sat there and took that visit. You know what I mean? These coaches, obviously, they scouting and stuff like that, just the same way we scout. You know, for them to say, like, yeah, man, the play you made here or against Pace, and the play you made against Southern Connecticut and stuff like that. Or, for example, Southern Connecticut reaching out to me to give me an offer, they calling out plays that I made against. You know, it was a lot that last season. You know what I mean? For me as a player, because it was times where I wasn't getting on the field, like, and I felt like I was good. Like, coach, I'm ready to play, and I'm in my head like, am I cooked? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, am I cooked, bro? Like, am I washed? Am I wasted potential and stuff like that? You know what I mean? And for me to go out there and execute cold, you know, like I ain't warmed up and stuff, like go out there, execute, make those plays, then hop in the portal and get reminded by these players of how great and how good of a player I am and the potential I have and stuff like that. You know, it definitely felt good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not somebody that I don't need any type of recognition at all, and I don't need approval from anybody. You know what I mean? I know what I am at the end of the day, but it definitely helped your mental and stuff like that. You know, because sometimes you be thinking like, oh, like, am I really dirt or something?
Prove what you already know.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? I don't need no approval, but definitely for me, it helped my mental and stuff like that for sure.
Let's get some nitty gritty to college. Like, what was the best visit?
Best visit was the last one I went on, Central State. Yeah. That's why I committed. I mean, just like I said, I mean, I had a lot of great. Listen,
took a strip club.
Nah, man, it wasn't none of that. I mean, I definitely, you know, like I said, I spent the day on the campus. After my visit, I got to hang out with a couple of guys on the team and stuff like that. You know, just to see who I would be around and stuff like that, to see they vibe and if our goals align and stuff like that, and how they felt about the new coaching staff compared to the last year coaching staff. So I felt like that was really my best visit. New Haven, honestly, was definitely another good visit and stuff like that, to see the facilities. They have a great facility. Sit there and pick the brains of the coaching staff, you know, guys that I played against and stuff like that. So it was a lot of good visits. But like I said, I feel like Central State was the best visit. Central State was definitely my favorite visit. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, talk about, you know what I mean? I don't want to fuck up no Happy Homes. I don't know if you got a situation, but like, if you do, whoever, pardon me, but I just gotta know, like, this HBCU we talking about, yeah? Just say yeah, if it's yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, I ain't even, you feel me? I keep it a stack. Like I told you before, I don't really care about all the campus life. You know, that it's really about business for me, for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't really, you know what I mean? I wasn't really focused on all that. I'm really focused on what this coaching staff got to offer. You know what I mean? Like, it's straight business for me.
You a store owner, sometimes you go in the store and be like, damn, I didn't know we had that. Shit. But let me get back to business.
Nah.
Man, so,
yeah, but it was just definitely like, you know, I wasn't really focused on that. One thing I would say though is like the campus, it was like a warm campus and stuff like that. You know, you see a lot of people like chilling together and stuff like that. People outside, chilling outside and stuff like that. You don't really see that over here at AIC and stuff like that. So, you know, it was definitely a different experience. You know, every campus I went to though was unique in its own way. You know what I mean? Like every campus had something that, you know, like something like, oh, that's fire. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I don't know the exact name of it, but they had a bench for every Greek organization. You know what I mean? Like the Kappas, the Qs, all of them. You know, I don't want to mispronounce anybody's name, but you feel what I'm saying? But like, yeah, they definitely had all that. So, you know, that was cool. Like, every campus, it was unique in its own way and stuff like that. But
see, they'll get me just by the food, dog.
Yeah, nah. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was the best dining commons food I had though out of all of it. The Central State.
You had UMass before?
Yeah.
People say UMass is like, oh.
Nah, UMass is definitely up there, but I ain't gonna lie. They had
just take me out there, man.
Catfish. They had catfish. They had clam chowder. Great clam chowder. I never had it previous to that. Me either. Never had that before. The coach was like, you ever had clam chowder? I'm like, nah. He's like, go throw that on your plate. 10 out of 10, I would recommend. On the go.
Clam chowder. Some soup? It's a soup?
Yeah, it's a soup. It's good, though. I ain't gonna lie. It's definitely good. Okay. Greens was good. Just, you know, it was a lot.
They had the smoked turkey neck in there?
I don't know.
Was it any meatballs in it?
Yeah, it definitely was.
So I know you eat pork. You probably
Nah.
It had to be smoked turkey.
Yeah, it had to be, but it was busting. Pops had it too, so it was
it had to be smoked turkey neck. Whoa, stop! What the fuck is this?
Nah, OD. He would have told me you getting ahead of yourself. I don't care where you at.
Hey, nah, shut up,
That
Pops.
definitely sound like my Pops. OD.
Yeah, macaroni and cheese.
Not that I seen, but I'm sure they got it. They had like fried chicken Wednesdays and stuff like that. Hello,
Bro.
Hello.
Yeah, you can bring me out there.
Hello, fried chicken Wednesdays.
dessert?
Yeah, I had to stay away from that. Especially I'm on a visit. I can't be.
That peach cobbler.
I don't know, but they had a lot of different picks, bro. Like it was like a good spread. You know what I mean? I was definitely looking, but the coach was right there, so I was like,
You better than me, bro. Brother, y'all brought me down here to
hey,
visit.
listen, I'm a linebacker. I ain't no lineman. You get what I'm saying?
Listen, I got 2 months till I have to feel me get all this away.
Nah, yeah, old time. Nah, yeah. Great
That's what it
environment
got
out
me.
there.
You was able to see the dorms? Like, how the dorm situation working?
Yeah, I got the like I told you after my visit, I actually got to chill with a couple of guys on the team and stuff like that. So the dorms was good. Like they had some, huh?
It's better than that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Nah, yeah, the dorms is definitely way better than here, bro.
Like better than Edgewood, like suites.
Bro, better than I say. What's the best Johns? Probably
Edgewood
Acorn.
Acorns.
Yeah, like no cap, bro. Like you know how we have an Acorn and stuff like that. They have like apartments for grads. Like it's a dorm, but it's built like an apartment. Like you got the fridge, the microwave, it's valid, bro. Literally,
That's probably what you're gonna be saying. Though.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be staying. It literally looks like an apartment, bro. Like literally looked like an apartment. Like you renting out an apartment, but like dorms is fire. Dorms was fire, bro. Facts. And you know it's the country. Like it's not the city, so everything not so close together. You know, you got your own space. Like outside, they have like a nice little lawn and stuff like that.
Grinch gonna love that. You bring your dog.
You know that, man. You know little bro gotta come with me every trip. Little Grinch gotta come with me all the time. Nah, he definitely is. Nah, definitely is.
Damn, that's fire. See, that's what it got me. That room situation, that food. What do I sign? That's what I'd have said. What do I sign?
And then you got
see the football game?
And then you got San Antonio Holmes. Like I gotta keep on stressing it, bro. Super Bowl still a legend. Super Bowl MVP still a legend. It's like, why wouldn't you want somebody like that as one of your mentors?
It's gonna be funny. Like if some bullshit happened to the city, like a game, like some bullshit.
And then we gonna be sitting there talking about it.
Yo,
Right?
coach, call Mike Tomlin, bro. What's going on out there?
OD.
If y'all quarterback do some bullshit, bro, we should have put them shit doors. Like, you should ask him about that.
Of course, I asked it. Listen,
we'll talk about it on camera.
Yeah.
I got to know that. I got to know that.
I asked him about that. I'm like, yo, coach, how you felt about that? But yeah, we definitely gonna talk about that.
Yeah, because I think he probably cool with Dion for sure. Most of them do be like, so.
Yeah, you know, all them like, even if he not cool with him, all them like when I was sitting there talking to him. Bro, when he got his job offer, he was sitting there golfing with Jerome Bettis. Like, he was sitting there golfing with Jerome Bettis.
I don't know why they all like golf. I can't do it.
I mean, listen, you seeing that now until you feel what I'm saying? It might, when you get a little older.
Most I do, sit on the golf cart and just shoot the shit.
but it's just, you know, it's just like surreal to me. You know what I mean? Like to be surrounded by dudes like that. Like, you know, like, for example, you know, the head coach TC and stuff like that. Like, you know, like, he's well connected with the NFL and stuff like that.
All I do is ball.
That's, you know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. But you know, it's just like to be around that caliber of athletes and stuff like that. You know, it's gonna help me reach the real heights. You get what I'm saying? Like,
and then I wouldn't be surprised if y'all have like other NFL athletes come in and talk to y'all, whether it's in person or Zoom. Because all of them,
listen,
I won't be like he said he's sitting there golfing with Jerome Bettis. Like, probably had Jerome Bettis like come on.
I
Zoom
can't disclose too much. But, you know what I'm saying? I can't disclose too much, but you know what I mean? Yeah, like well connected and stuff like that.
That's all you gotta do is ball, man.
Absolutely, and just, you know, like these are and what really got me too is they're real humble and stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna lie, I didn't go to the visit knowing all these men played in the NFL and stuff. It wasn't about that. It was just I had a great talk with Coach Pat Clark, defensive coordinator over there. Talked to him. You know, like he got to know my character, and he was just like, you know, type of man I am, or young man I am. You know, like he would love to have me there just because where I carry myself. You know what I mean? Like my story and stuff like that. You know, real humble and all that. So I came down there just thinking like, you know, real good defensive coordinator. I got to pick his brain and stuff like that. You know, I'm just going to meet the staff, and then they just hit me with, yeah, I play here, and then I noticed Antonio Holmes off the walking. You get what I'm saying? Like, no cap. I'm like, Dad, that's Antonio Holmes. I'm like, what are you doing here? And then the head coach is telling me, yeah, because he asked me what team I was, what team fan I am. I was like, still, oh yeah, we got a still legend. I'm like, oh, like I know it's Antonio Holmes.
They'd be like, I got Ray Lewis here.
Hey, listen. He told me he had Ray Lewis there, boy. I would have posted on every social media platform. Right then and there. Yeah, but it's just, definitely, a lot of experience in that room.
You got a lot of love for Lewis. You was still never mind. It doesn't even matter. What? Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're not.
That's you gotta listen. I don't like LeBron as a man, but I respect him as a player. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's your team?
Basketball?
Yeah.
I don't have a team, bro. I'm a little LaMelo Ball fan.
So you're a Knicks fan. Cool.
Nah, they've been balling, but I'm just not a Knicks fan. I ain't fan out. I ain't gonna be no bandwagon. They definitely balling though, but I ain't a Knicks fan.
I want to call it bandwagon. I ain't win since 1942. Listen, that's hard, bro. Like,
yeah.
Man, you gotta go out there. You got balls. You
nah, I mean that's
you getting 8. That's your number.
Huh?
You know what number you getting already or not?
I mean, on my visit, I have 4, but obviously that's something we gonna have to talk about when the time comes up.
When you gotta go up there?
I know I definitely got to go up there during the summer. I want to say a couple of weeks after graduation.
Really?
Exact day, I don't know, but yeah. But
is that through camp, or is that something like just players like how we did up here, like players just working out and getting in?
Nah, that's just players coming up there, working out, getting accustomed to the coaching staff and the players and stuff like that. Then I think we come back down and then we shoot back out for camp and stuff like that. Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely different, a different process and stuff like that. Different process and stuff like that for sure.
That's hard, bro.
Yeah, man.
You gotta do your thing, man.
I have to, cause I mean, it's like, it's like eye opening and stuff like that. Like I got aspirations to go to the league. You know what I mean? XFL, NFL, whatever it is, and like me being at a D2 level, some people would be like, oh, like. Oh, it's over and stuff like that. And truth be told, it's really not, because it's really about, Siddiqui. That's
Siddiqui, man.
Put on a.
That's big. Ravens.
Shout out my boy Siddiqui.
That's a great fit for him because he get to work with Derrick Henry, who's kind of like I wouldn't say exact of what he is, but it's very close. And then they love running the ball.
Absolutely.
I mean, I looked at the Jeff chart because I wanted to see, like, I think Justice Hill, like, he's cool, but I got sticky. Nigga.
For sure.
Shout out Desmond. He probably won't ever see this. Shout out Desmond Espinosa, too, from Union. Feel me? Got his offer over there, too. That's hard.
Oh, yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Dude in high school, bro.
Yeah.
That's tough, bro.
Yeah.
Like, for sure, all them dudes, man.
Yeah. Like I said though, like it's definitely reachable.
Yeah.
But it's times like this, where I'm surrounded by greatness that been to the places where I want to be, that show me like I still got a shot. You know what I mean? Like, and whether I make it to the NFL or not, inshallah, that's all Allah. You know what I mean? That's his decision. And if I'm blessed, you know what I mean, I'ma still have to put in the work. So the work start now. You know what I mean? I ain't do nothing yet. All I did was commit. So the work start now. You know what I mean? But I know I'm going to come up there prepared. I know I'm going to come up there right. You know what I mean? Me and Pops start workouts soon as I touch back in New York. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? It's full gas. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't in none of the politicking and stuff like that. This straight statement, I got two more years left of eligibility. But this season right here gonna be something special. Trust me.
Bro.
That's
because
that's it.
Like you said, we look at the people in the portal, and even before that, like their high school, like you're not getting a lot of these opportunities. You get a second chance to reinvent yourself and work towards your goals. So
absolutely,
it's nothing bigger than that. I'm proud of you, dog.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you for real.
Listen,
yes, sir.
Like I said, the only thing I mean, I like the colors y'all got: maroon, black. Some other one there. It was other school that I needed a Nike tip, but so So, what y'all Nike over there too, right?
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Huh?
I got Nike text too.
I'm not sure. I'm not gonna lie. They didn't show me. Yeah. I saw.
Listen,
they
smell that
giving out
motherfucker
some
up
sneakers
here.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wait, them shoes you had on, those was yours or those? That was. Dog. Hey, look.
Nah, yeah. So I mean, it's definitely.
You know my address, 1000 State Street, Springfield, Massachusetts. Shoot that bitch up there.
Hey, listen. Only time I'll be in contact with 1000 State Street is since I need.
Just ship me some up here. I'll take anything. I'll take anything.
No, I got you.
Hoodie.
No, I got you.
That's hard.
For sure.
Like, that's hard, bro.
Yes, sir.
You gotta go down there and do your thing. You gotta
for sure.
Yourself.
I got a phenomenal opportunity.
Yeah.
Phenomenal opportunity.
Antonio Holmes, all them dudes. Pat Clark, one of them dudes played for the Saints.
Facts.
Yeah, Saints. They disappointing me, bro. You seen me crash out?
I definitely seen you crash out.
God,
listen, mine's is probably the same, bro. My crash out was probably the same. Nah. I was actually the drive. Yeah, bro. I was getting ready to go up to my visit during the drive.
Yeah, you don't take your shirt off, because you gotta understand, like you don't even peep the fit.
I seen you had the hoodie on and all that.
Look, I had the Colorado, but it was a Shiloh jersey.
Oh,
so I had that's why I had the jacket, the suit jacket on.
Yeah,
because I thought I was getting drafted. I felt like I was getting drafted too when Shador got drafted.
It was just like a.
So I had the suit jacket, but the suit jacket was covering up the one. I was just showing the two.
Yeah,
support for Shador, and then had the Sanders, of course, and I had my sunglasses. I really felt like I was getting drafted too. So when he didn't get called, especially with my team, through the glasses, take my shirt off, fuck this jersey. I'm like, it wasn't fuck the jersey in hindsight. It's like, because it wasn't his fault.
I'm already knowing. You was just.
And then we go to the second round and we take Tyler Shuck.
I don't know who that is, bro.
Exactly.
I don't know who the man is.
Exactly.
I don't know who he is at all, bro. That was crazy.
26-year-old quarterback. Like, I don't.
He 26?
Yes, bro. By the time the season starts in September, he'll be 26.
And I'm sorry, Shador is, Shador is my age, 22.
Yeah, like,
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, that's crazy. Hey, you're getting 4 years out of bro. 4 to 10 years.
We're getting 4 games out of bro. He had a career.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He had a season-ending injury every year except the last year.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Like, that's crazy. I mean, it's.
Why do you keep trying to? I'm not about to get started.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I ain't about to get started.
That was crazy.
I gotta listen. What I will do is, I got 2 more years. Demario Davis last year, probably next year. Pete Warner, he'll probably need a new contract. We just got Tareem Powell from Rutgers. It depends on if he made the team. We drafted somebody. Who do we draft? I forgot.
That drafted a linebacker?
Oh, the brother from Oklahoma, Cold.
Yeah?
Danny Stutzman.
Okay.
Said something about crack. Like, he acknowledges that he's a crack. I'm not even going to get canceled.
Oh.
But, yeah, cool dude.
Oh.
So he might be like our one. We're going to be the second one. So what I'll do is, you like black and gold, right? Yeah, you do. So I bet say I got emotions on one.
Inshallah, when that time come, I'm gonna be wearing whatever jersey pay. You know what I'm saying?
Saints. They ain't paying nobody else. We don't got nobody else to fucking pay.
Listen, you know what I mean? For me, if that opportunity come, I'll be tripping out right in NOLA. You know what I mean?
Just don't go to the rivals, bro. Like, don't.
Who are your rivals?
Falcons, the Panthers, the Buccaneers is a big one. I don't like the Rams and the Vikings as well because they cheated us out of life.
Oh. Listen, like I said, when that time come, whoever paying, that's why I'm playing. You get what I'm saying? Whoever playing, that's why I'm playing with. You know what I mean?
Gilly videos. That's what's going on. Listen, appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir.
Man, I ain't gonna say this is the last time we're gonna do a podcast because we're gonna make it to the league. I'm gonna go here. We're gonna do nothing.
We gonna be on top together. Trust, inshallah. Word.
Listen, like I said, just go down there and do your thing, man. I'll be up here. Watch my brother. That's all. I'm here.
Hold on. Before we end, how you feel about that? Like, you get to see a little brother play. Like, That's a full circle type of thing, right?
It's fire. Because him and my youngest brother, they played this past year on the same team in high school, so we're going to have a chance to do that. I ain't staying long enough to be my little brother. Fuck that. How many more years? I'll be in college for 8 years. I ain't that tight end for more now, bro. It's over. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nah, yeah, but congrats.
It's like, that's
congrats
big,
to you
bro.
and the family, for real, for real.
Yes, sir. That's big. I'm literally could. Everybody like, oh, well, you love ALC. I'm not gonna say I don't. I love ALC, but it's school shit, man. I ain't trying to keep doing this for no other reason, but just because you gotta think, all of the dudes that I came in with is gone. For one, all of the dudes like your class that like came in after is gone.
Right.
So ain't gonna be nobody really be able to fool with. So I'm gonna just be my brother out there just bullshitting, bro.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. This campus is gonna be this campus is gonna be different. There's a lot of people in that portal. A lot of people in that portal from the school. So this campus is gonna be different. But MG
2.
Chip, word.
Got some other people I think needed into the portal.
Oh.
Not because they deserve better, because we deserve better. It's a team. Well, I'm going to leave that alone. You got any shout-outs before we get out of here?
First and foremost, shout out to Allah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my mama love. Shout out to my pops. They was there. Either it was one of them or both of them. They was there to help me through every visit and stuff like that. They there. You feel me what I'm saying? They was there to help me make my decision, and they was supporting me. It wasn't like they was deciding for me. It was like I was deciding. And yeah, they definitely helped me throughout everything. You know what I mean? ACL and stuff like that. And facts. Definitely big shout out to you, bro. You were definitely a real one. You get what I'm saying? While I was here, while I was going through all my shit, you know, whether it was my ACL injury, me coming back, and all the stuff I had to deal with, you feel what I'm saying? You was really like a brother to me, you feel what I'm saying? Like, to really show your character. Like, you was there for me through everything, bro. Like, no cap. You was there from when I thought, you feel what I'm saying? Like, when I thought it was about to be lit and stuff like that, to when I was at my lowest, you were, and you stayed with me to the end, you were. And for me, you don't get a lot of loyal people like that. You definitely don't get a lot of loyal people like that. So just know that we brothers for life.
Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
That should go to the Falcons.
It's beef then?
Steak. Listen, that's your conversation. Do your thing, dog.
Yes,
do your thing.
Yes, sir.
Do your thing. I'm serious about that. Get that gear though. Just in the
You know I got you, bro.
Whatever it is.
And they took like they go blessed with the gear, so I definitely got you. Shirt might be a little small, but we gonna see what we can do. Yeah, fact. We gonna see what we can do.
Just put San Antonio on the phone. I'll just need 5 minutes. I'll guarantee you some of your care package. Yo, my God, what's happening? Hey, listen, that's your conversation. I'm your Saleem Messiah, and we out. Sir.